Coming up on news, our review of the country's property valuation system in the offing.
Ghana, UK consider adaptation and resilient methods aimed at reducing climate change as the world commits to reducing global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius.
And also coming up in this bulletin, over 2,000 candidates fail 2021 law entrance exams.
Slow-paced vaccination of dogs, a threat to 2030 deadline for elimination of rabies in the country.
And when we turn our attention to other parts of the world, WHO workers involved in 83 alleged cases of sexual abuse during Ebola response in the DRC. And the headline news was sponsored by Munchie Biscuits, Munch into happiness. Hello, many thanks for joining us here on DBC News. We're also live on GTV and we are streaming live on our various social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. We're also live on the website of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, www.gbcghanaonline.com. My name is Abdul Hayi Mumin.
My name is Clara Blando.
Of course, Robert Fimpomanso joins us with the sign language interpretation of the news there. In our very first story, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Jinapor, says the government is to introduce a new policy on property rates in the country.
He says in the country current law regulating property, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources cannot include land as a variant for valuation.
This means valuation of a property should be based on the structure and not the value of the land.
At a media briefing in Accra, the sector minister said the government considered this policy as inequitable and must be reviewed.
I'm in the process of triggering the mandate or jurisdiction of the Minister for Local Government, who has the legal mandate to promulgate an LI which will get land as an ingredient or a factor of valuation, so that even though we have the same structure in Nima and another one is in wherever, Trasako, the land will then change the values. So there's an effort that is being made. When we roll out the digitization program, which we will have this spatial mapping, which I say is not been done since 1974, and which will give us all the values, the true contours of the various lands in a country. And following the promulgation of the LI, land will then become an ingredient for valuation. My estimation is that come what may, all things being equal, by first quarter of next year, this digitization program will be ongoing, and that will solve a lot of our problems.
Well, in other news, the Executive Secretary of the Lands Commission, Mr. James Dawson, says the Lands Commission is transforming to improve its operations across the country. Key among them is the digitization and automation of land administration services and the decentralization of land administration services. Briefing the media in Accra, Mr. Dawson said these modifications are intended to strengthen the Lands Commission for high quality, reliable and efficient services to its clients.
In the recent past, the Lands Commission has operated mostly in a manual environment. But when we started the land administration project, especially under LAB Phase 2, the Commission developed the Ghana Enterprise Land Information System, GELIS, as a foundation for a complete automation of land service delivery nationwide. So far, 10% of data in the Greater Accra region has been scanned and digitized. This consists of 4 registration districts. You see a picture of the old state of our records, the state of our sheets that we work with under very difficult conditions. What we have done currently is to reorganize and sort out all these records into the boxes as you see there. The files are contained in the boxes, and each box has a barcode. And so with the barcode, you're able to tell the number of files or the file numbers in each of the boxes. And each of the files has also a barcode, which makes for easy retrieval of records. We have in the 6 new regions, identified 6 structures, one per each region, to set up our office so that we can render land administration services in the new regions. We have key staff have been posted there, and what we have done is that we have decoupled the records from these regions, from the parent regions, and scanned all of these records. So, for example, if you are in the Western North region, all the records which were previously in Takoradi have been scanned and separated so that we are able to render land administration services from the capital city of the Western North, which is Seshuyoso.
All countries under the UN umbrella are marking what is known as the International Day of Access to Information in Ghana. This event was part of a week-long celebration by the Right to Information Commission. The purpose was to create awareness about the Right to Information Act 989 of 2019.
The United Nations believes that reliable and independent information is a foundation upon which democratic societies are built. For this reason, access to information must be top priority for all countries, and the United Nations General Assembly at its 74th session declared 28th September as the International Day for Universal Access to Information. Ghana is one of 125 countries globally and one of 20 in Africa to have passed a law guaranteeing the right to information. Following the passage of the Right to Information Act in 2019 and the swearing in of a 9-member commission in 2020, the RTI Commission has recruited about 539 information officers to process information requests by the public. The Commission also encourages all public institutions to adopt the proactive disclosure of publishing information of their institutions for easy access to the public. As it celebrates the International Day of Access to Information, creating more awareness about the Act, the board chairman of the Right to Information Commission, Justice K.A. Wofuriata, said the public has the right to contribute to good governance through the disclosure of information.
Freedom of information brings about openness in governance, which helps to promote transparency in state affairs, keep government more accountable, and ultimately reduce corruption. Disclosure of information regarding the functioning of government must be the rule, and secrecy an exception.
The United Nations Resident Coordinator, Mr. Charles Abani, commended government and the people of Ghana for implementing the Right to Information Act.
As we adapt our society in the face of common challenges, the right to information must be at the center of efforts to ensure a more informed and resilient tomorrow.
The Minister for Information, Mr. Kojo Ponkuma, said the Ministry and the RTI Commission will fully operationalize the online application solution by the end of the year.
Though we receive with delight the plan of the Commission to be present in every region, every district, we believe that these platforms will also enable citizens access information or to make their requests digitally too.
Following the opening of the Commission's headquarters in Accra, the plan is to open regional and district offices by 2022 to make information access easier.
Well, the Right Information Commission is preparing a document outlining the fees and other charges to be captured in the Right to Information Act. These will show how much an individual or institution should pay when they request for information from public institutions. The chairman of the National Media Commission, Mr. Yao Boedo Ayabuafo, says the NMC will collaborate with the RTI Commission to ensure that the fees are not an obstacle to media practitioners from accessing the needed information.
The way that the Right to Information Commission is looking at the issue, they are not going to allow institutions to make money out of this. And if at any point, for instance, anybody draws to the attention of the National Media Commission that they went somewhere looking for information and money is a problem, we will not hesitate in coordinating with the Right to Information Commission to look at how possible that they can facilitate the journalists getting that information.
The General Legal Council has released the results for the professional entrance examination for the 2021-2022 academic year of the Ghana School of Law. Out of the 2,824 candidates who wrote the entrance examination in August, only 790 passed, representing 28% of the number. A total of 2,034, representing 72%, failed. Last year, 1,045 out of a total of 2,765 candidates passed. This means a substantive number failed this year.
As the world commits to reduce global warming to 1.5 degrees, environmentalists say the dedication of the individual states to achieving this goal pledge is key. In Ghana, adaptation of best land use, forestry and mining practices are to help accelerate the country's climate action. But the scare in the face is galamsey, which is illegal mining. The UK says it will assist Ghana with particular focus on adaptation and resilience for a common goal. Clara Milano has this report.
Global movements calling for more allegiance to their efforts to clean up the air for a healthier environment. They caution that as climate change worsens, dangerous weather events are becoming more dangerous and frequent. However, human-induced actions, either voluntarily or involuntarily, continue to make the dwelling place of man, the earth, burn and hotter each day. So is the rise in pollution. And this ends July 2021 as the world's hottest month ever. As the date to the 2021 United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP26, draws closer, the environmentalists are wondering whether the big guns will commit to limiting temperatures. The UK's High Commissioner to Ghana, Ms. Harriet Thompson, said the UK is devoted to supporting Ghana to improve on developments in the land, forestry and mine sectors and deal particularly with matters relating to climate change.
So we're looking forward to a really strong set of nationally determined contributions being put forward. We're looking forward to seeing what Ghana's new NDC has to say. We are encouraging countries across the world also to contribute on their commitment to climate finance.
Already, the UK is supporting Ghana to flush out all illegalities in the timber industry, leading to an enhanced international timber trade and sustainable forest management. Lands and Natural Resources Minister Mr. Samuel Jinapor welcomed this partnership to help in the fight against the effects of climate change.
I'm sure even in your short stay in Ghana, you may have come across and become familiar with the terminology galamsey, which is illegal small-scale mining, which causes a lot of deforestation and the impact it has on climate change and all of that are matters that are of prime concern to us. And so we're working on coming to grips with.
This is the first courtesy call by the UK's High Commissioner to Ghana on the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. For GB. The first phase of a pilot project tagged Wejagbawe Municipality Goes Green has been launched in Accra to help mitigate climate change issues in the country. It is expected that 1,100 canopy trees will be planted in 11 schools in the municipality to provide solutions to climate-related problems. A report by Oforiwa Dako.
The goal of planting 5 million trees set by the government of Ghana has been described as quite an ambitious task, but a necessary one which requires a concerted effort by all citizens in the country. Since the Green Ghana initiative was introduced by the government, corporate organizations, agencies, students and individuals have embarked on restoring Ghana's forest cover and protect water bodies by planting thousands of plant seedlings across the country. Now, the Disaster Resilience Network, DRN Ghana, in collaboration with the Wejagbawe Municipal Assembly, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Forestry Commission, NATMO, and the Ghana Education Service is embarking on the Wejagbawe Goes Green initiative. This is aimed at supporting 11 selected schools in the Weja Municipal Assembly with 1,100 canopy trees to provide a greener, healthier and more beautiful climate-resilient schools and communities. According to the Municipal Director of Education, Wejagbawe, Mr. Charles Odum, the initiative would contribute to national efforts aimed at attaining the SDGs Goal 13.
There is the urgent need to put stringent measures in place to protect lives and livelihood, and I am very confident that this tree planting initiative will be successful in addressing the issue of climate deterioration in sub-Saharan Africa and the world as a whole.
The project coordinator of Disaster Resilience Network, DRN Ghana, Kwabna Yeboah, tasked the students to be environmental stewards by maintaining the plant seedlings to grow and addressing climate change issues.
We selected Weja because we know we have a lot of water resources here, so we need to preserve it. So that is why we selected it. It's one of the main reasons we selected it.
At the Oblogo cluster of schools at the Wejagbawe Municipal Assembly, some canopy trees were planted to kickstart the project, which would help to avert the perennial flood, reduce greenhouse gases, and improve the beautification of schools in the municipality. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, Ghana is one of the tropical countries with the highest percentage of rainforest loss in the world. Ghana's current forest cover stands at 1.6 million hectares, about 4 million acres, down from 8.2 million hectares, 20 million acres, according to government statistics. For GBC News, Ofeyiwa Dako.
The three-member committee that probed the disturbances at Ijra in the Ashanti region months ago has made 10 recommendations for government's consideration. In a Zoom discussion, the executive director at the West Africa Center for Counter-Extremism, Mr. Mutaru Mumuni Mukhtar, suggested, among other measures, the use of body cameras and a boost in security operations. He said he expected a review of the role of the military.
The recommendations are not entirely new. They are not surprising at all, especially relating to the issues of compensation for the victims and families of the victims involved in this case. We are looking at sanctions that have been recommended by the Commission to the officers involved, including the regional minister, the security forces, and all that. But generally, the recommendations are very, very general. And I would have loved to see some specific or specificity in terms of the recommendations. The only recommendation that looks very specific is point number 9, that talks about the use of technology, body cameras for security officers. It's to help in terms of intelligence gathering and information when something like this happens. We saw the committee recommending that the armed forces or the military should have a review of the role of the military officers and prescribe sanctions. Sanctions in this case could mean just spending 2 days or 3 days in a guard room at Birmingham, or just then taking 2 or 3 days salary of, days of salary of their salary. And that, for me, obviously, doesn't look deterrent enough. The committee is very silent on the issue of the employee of military, civilian or policing functions, which has become a big issue in the last 3-4 years in this country. And I would have expected to see them speak to the issues, especially make recommendations that going forward, these are our recommendations regarding the role of the military in dealing with purely civilian functions or civilian roles.
The Ghana Police Service is asking religious bodies to use their platforms to support the fight against crime in the country. At the second edition of the General Overseers meeting held in Accra, the focus was on the need for individuals, churches and institutions to be conscious of their personal security.
There has been reason to complain about the rate of insecurity in the country, especially in communities, neighborhoods, in commercial and private transport, entertainment, sports, churches, and more. It has therefore become necessary for the Ghana Police Service to set up its policing plan by instituting some additional security measures to arrest robbery gangs. The police have also asked residents to provide any information that will help the police to deal with the menace and is offering a reward of 50,000 Ghana cedis for whistleblowers whose information leads to the arrest of any criminal. Church leaders have added their voice to educate members and citizens to prioritize security.
When you remain in your ignorance and say you hear motorbike coming, oh me, I don't have religion, my brother. Those people now, they are becoming more dangerous. They will hit you, they will beat you. You don't want them to use the word beat, but they can cut you with a knife if you don't give them a reciprocate money for the action. You say, how old are you? I'm 40 years, and you don't have 40,000. It's a necessary question. 40 cities. Today you will say a lot, but that night when they meet you, you will see that your mouth, all your preaching will vanish.
A retired Commissioner of Police, Reverend Dr. David Ampabenin, again advised the general public to be extra cautious, especially with events that attract burglars into their private space to rob them.
If you are going to sleep at any hotel, these are some of the things you have to look at. They are guards to watch your car. If you go and there are no guards, please, go. Maybe that hotel is 2 cities. Go and pay 100 cities at a place where they have guards, then free parking lot.
They also cautioned the general public to support the police to ensure a safe environment for all.
Well, today is World Rabies Day, and stakeholders are worried that Ghana may not be able to meet the 2030 deadline for the elimination of rabies in the country. This is because only 2% of dogs in the country are vaccinated every year. This falls short of the 70% annual target. As Ghana joins the rest of the world to mark World Rabies Day, the authorities are stepping up efforts to raise awareness on rabies.
September 28th is World Rabies Day, a global health observance started in 2007 to raise awareness about rabies and bring together partners to enhance prevention and control efforts. World Rabies Day is an opportunity to reflect on how rabies impacts your community and other communities around the world. While rabies is a 100% preventable disease, more than 59,000 people die from the disease around the world every year. World Rabies Day is an opportunity to reflect on our efforts to control this deadly disease and remind ourselves that the fight is not over yet. In Ghana, rabies cases are on the increase. Ghana has reported 27 rabies outbreaks, of which the Kpong enclave recorded 10 out of the 27 in the year under review. In 2018, the Kpong municipality recorded 271 dog bites, 289 dog bites in 2019, and 243 dog bites in 2020. From January to August this year, 135 dog bites have been recorded. Considering the rise in cases, the National World Rabies Day was observed in the Kpong Katamanso municipality to create awareness about the disease and dispel any myth and misconception about the disease while encouraging the community to vaccinate their dogs. The day was marked with free dog vaccination in the Kpong Katamanso municipality and a march through the street to educate the community. Speakers at the event were worried that the disease has been neglected. The head of epidemiology at the Veterinary Directorate of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture said apart from mass vaccination, there would be dog population management as well as quarantine of unvaccinated dogs and prosecution of dog owners to deal with the issue of stray dog menace.
Rabies elimination in Ghana will therefore be achieved through mass dog vaccination. targeting 70% and above vaccination coverage annually for at least 5 years. This should be followed by maintenance scheme. Dogs of all ages should be vaccinated annually, and the key word is that there should be, or there must be, the need for.
The Municipal Health Director at the Kponkatamansu Municipal Assembly said the assembly is struggling to get vaccines for dog-bitten victims as dog bites are on the increase in the municipality.
We have lack of anti-rabies vaccine for humans in the municipality. If somebody should get bitten right now by a dog, it becomes very difficult for us to get vaccines for the person. And vaccines are sold at a very high price. Now there are so many fake news about rabies and how it negatively affects our elimination efforts. We really need to work on this.
This year's World Rabies Day was celebrated with support from the Rabies in West Africa, Ghana, the World Health Organization, and the Food and Agriculture Organization. It was on the theme, Rabies, Facts, Not Fear.
Legendary highlife musician Nana Kwame Ampedu has paid his dues and taken a bow off the world stage. Nana Ampedu is credited with many popular highlife tracks. The 76-year-old is known to have composed more than 800 songs.
Look, watch, see, listen, 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 listen.
Anamtofohene, Nana Kwame Ampedu is a household name in Ghana and abroad. His storytelling style of music has been adored by many for decades. The legend, Nana Ampedu, was born on 31st March 1945 at Adiamra in the Eastern region. Nana formed the African Brothers Band in 1963 and came out with a BTA. Here's another, Kofin Krabia. Ofakwesima.
It's not a bonnegra, it's no Eodian, it's not a bonnegra, it's no Brekodo.
Agatha, Shemenim, and a lot of life lesson songs. Nana, at one time, served as a General Secretary of the Musicians Union of Ghana, Musiga. He was honored at the 2017 Presidential Grand Ball. For some time now, Nana Ampedu had been ill and succumbed on Tuesday, 28 September 2021 at the Legon Hospital. Obokwe has lost an illustrious son. Ghana will forever cherish his contributions to the music industry. A great music oak has indeed fallen. Nana Demri Fedri.
In some other unfortunate news, one person is feared dead in an accident that occurred on the Accra-Tema motorway around 4 p.m. on Tuesday, 28th September 2021, involving 3 cars, a Range Rover coming from Tema, and a Toyota RAV4 and an Uber car on their way from Accra towards Tema. An eyewitness said the Range Rover, which was moving at top speed from Tema, veered off its lane and hit the Toyota RAV4 car in the other lane and the Uber car in the ripple effect. The driver of the RAV4 car was severely injured. His daughter died on the spot. His wife was in shock. A portion of the RAV4 car had to be cut open before the victims were brought out and rushed to the hospital. The owner of the Range Rover ran away while the injured Uber driver looked on. Police soon arrived on the scene to help matters.
Please drive carefully.
Well, how sad. We'll take a break now, and when we return, we'll bring you Business with Esther.